July, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of do some comparisons between the RLDS painting, which we believe was done, excuse me here, make sure that's selected. It would have been September of 1842 when David Rogers did a forward-facing painting of Joseph Smith that ended up in the hands of Joseph Smith III in Missouri. It would have traveled from Nauvoo, Illinois, down there. It stayed with Emma up until her death in 1878. So in 1910, Joseph Smith III talks about having a daguerreotype of his father, and believing it was done by Lucian Foster, and it is used as a basis to sustain the characteristic likeness of his father in the painting. The painting's not based on a daguerreotype. The Lucian Foster wasn't there for 2 more years until 1844. And so we're going to do some comparisons with these other images. And so here's the outline of this painting done in September 1842. Okay, so this is the Carter image. And so one thing that's just really clear is it's a little bit different in that the eyes are strangely just the left eye is a lot closer in. So they're just too close together. Eyebrows are a little bit off, the hair is off a little bit. But almost everything is perfect. You got the lips are about perfect. The nose is exactly the same. The chin is exactly the same. And then this is the Carter image, which has a lot of photographic qualities. It matches about perfectly as far as dimensions and everything go with the RLDS painting. There just wasn't a photographer there in 1842. I'm sure it's quite possible, people theorize, that Joseph went to Pennsylvania in 1839. He got out of jail in April 1839 and weighed like 130 pounds. He usually weighed 200. And then he was 6 months later in Pennsylvania and maybe had his photo taken. And I really wondered if that spiritist picture was real because it matches a lot of the characteristics of the painting. I kind of wondered if he sat there and they looked at both this photo and the painting, but that's just not true at all. I think the daguerreotype came to be 2 years later. The eyes do look really good, but it's a very fuzzy picture, you know. If you took photos of a lot of LDS modern artists, the one I took some classes from at BYU, Idaho, like just walking down the hallway of this one building, he has a picture of President Hinckley that this famous artist did that just, it looks real. It looks like a photo. When you see photos of him sitting there painting, it just looks hyper realistic. Some people can paint and not have brush strokes, although there is a style where people want to show their brush strokes, and that's more artistic. But Leon Parson, that's what I was thinking of. I took some classes from him, and I picked his brain a little bit with all of this. And so as I research more and more, I just think more and more that that I have a photograph of Joseph Smith. But these just match perfectly to the painting. To have the photo of Lucian Foster match the painting perfectly that is not matching the death mask. So this is the outline of the painting. You can move it around, but you can just see from this outline, he did a really good job. If you look at like the left eye right there, a lot of features in the crease almost matches up, but the nose is just not realistic to a human face. If you look in the mirror, I mean, where you line up, and if you took photos and drew a line where your eyes are and where your nose is and your mouth and your chin, just by moving your head up and down, it can change where your nose lands. And I did a whole video showing the death masks and showing, my friend took like a million pictures at so many different angles of the death mask of Joseph Smith, and you can see the nose is higher, higher, higher as the nose goes up. And as the nose goes down, I mean, obviously, but in the painting, Joseph is not tilting his head all the way down, And maybe it's possible he was really depressed and just had his chin down. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, go ahead and do a painting. And maybe that's how it lined up off. But when you look at the painting, it looks like it's straight on. And apparently Joseph Smith was laughing a lot, and the artist was trying to get him to laugh. But I'll just go ahead and bring this back. Right here. So again, 1910, Joseph Smith III uses a daguerreotype to sustain the likeness of his father in a painting. And just because somebody has a picture that looks different than this, but almost exactly the same, there is a duplicate oil painting in Iowa. So there were two, and I spoke directly with a family member of Joseph Smith, direct descendant, and they said that they don't know of another painting, but it is in the letter. Maybe it got destroyed because it wasn't as good. It wasn't the original. Who knows what happened to it? But people did also duplicate the painting in Utah. So it just, who knows? He probably sold it. I have no idea. And maybe that ended up in Utah. Anything could it, yeah, it doesn't matter. But there were two paintings, and so people are taking photos. So he takes a photo of the painting and sends that to Utah. But he talks about Lucian Foster taking a photo of his father and him using that to edit the painting. And the hairline is, besides the nose, the hairline in September 1842 is totally, the hair is brushed backwards. For sure, it's brushed backwards. And it's teased and combed back. You can even see it's parted, so you know the hairline is all the way forward. It's not receding at all on the sides. It's not receding. But if you look at artwork by Sutcliffe Maudsley, he has a lot less hair. And if you look at this picture, you can see it's even less. Like, it's just, his hair is brushed forward and popped up, but it's not enough to tease it and comb it 2 inches, 3 inches above his head and brush it back. Like, he took liberties. So this is June 1842. 3 months later, this is produced. And so he took liberties. He really, really did. It's just not accurate. And so these pictures that are exactly like that people think are photos, they just aren't at all. Yeah, so I have a Patreon page. This is everything. These I don't know why people are just so hung up on this. But yeah, someone I was talking to was just really trying to be like, wait, what? She's just so confused, and I was confused, and now I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get what's going on. And just the whole clincher is just seeing Emma Smith's daguerreotype and knowing it's so damaged. So even though Joseph Smith III's taking photos and they're able to duplicate photos, I would say it was duplicated once and maybe couldn't be duplicated again because the daguerreotype just got really, really damaged. Or my photo was always a paper photograph. I don't know, but this is September 1842. Lucian Foster wasn't there. These match just about exactly. This matches the painting almost exactly. How the eyes look quite a bit lighter, I just think is because it's just up to the contrast a lot, and it's slightly distorted. It's a very nice picture. Like Kim Marshall's picture looks really similar, and this is, you know, the Library of Congress, which doesn't look so nice. And there's hyper realism in the jacket, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. A lot of Utahns just think Joseph Smith III lied, and he didn't have a daguerreotype of his father. He just had a daguerreotype of the painting, and that's what they think. I disagree. I think Brigham Young meant pictures when he was talking about wanting pictures of Joseph and Hiram when he spoke to Alexander. And Alexander quoted Brigham Young as saying Emma was holding on to pictures of Joseph and Hiram. So I think they exist. And I still wish I knew who did this, which is a work of art, and it looks just like his death mask. Like, if you just made it a little bit better, you could say, oh, this is my digital version using the death mask, and this is Hiram Smith. And you could sell it, like, just fess up whoever you are, even though this is totally the body of his son. And that was a fun mystery. And hopefully I'll start making more videos again, because things are a little less crazy in my life right now. Anyway, have a good day.